What's going on, guys? Welcome back. We're going to do a little live stream on a Sunday, which isn't something I normally do, but I'm working and I figured might as well go live and see if anybody shows up. So I guess we will wait for that. Going to do some copper. I'm actually pouring this copper owl, and you can see it had a hole in it up at the top, and I put some sand in it in hopes that you wouldn't be able to see that, but we'll see what happens. It might not be great. The eyes kind of pulled out a little bit anyway, although I think it'll still look cool. But so yeah, but I got 7 crosses here. I stamped 4. I got 3 to stamp, so we're gonna do that. And you can see my process in stamping. And then I got a bunch of copper. I'm gonna melt this bad boy down and do that sand cast. So we're gonna go ahead and do that in the 2 auto electric furnace today. That bad boy. So yeah. See what happens. We get a bunch of people here and we can get to 60 likes. I might even give away this 1947 silver quarter. So yeah, what I do, so this thing, what you do is you take a hair dryer and just get it kind of hot. It only has to be about 100 degrees to melt it. And then you smash your piece down in there, pull it back out, let it get hard again, and then you can stamp with it. And then I still tape it all down real good. Even though I've taped it, I still got, like, it's kind of bent a little bit. Not much. What I'll do is I'll take 2 of them, and I'll take some clamps and clamp it down, and that usually straightens them out enough. So yeah, this is number 6. And you can see the stampage here. 1 ounce. They're all actually over an ounce. The CC at the top, and 2025, which I don't normally put on stuff, so something a little bit different. This one here is number 5. I do have this in copper as well. We did this on the last live stream. Little copper doubloon. I also do this in silver, so that's the silver. That's the copper. Man, seems like real old money, doesn't it? Pretty cool. But yeah, we're going to see how this copper owl turns out. I don't know exactly what's going to happen with it because I had a little bit pull out on the side here, and then the eyes where it wraps around kind of popped out some, so it might end up having some bug eyes. But it might still look like an owl, so I'm going to give it a try anyway, because why not? I can always remelt it if it doesn't work. Tiffany, what's going on? Why is nobody watching my live stream? Well, now it says we got 24 people here. I just started it. I'm in the shed too. It always takes a while for it to connect and get going, so that tends to happen. But yeah, the 24 is 17 now, and it'll go back down again. That always happens. It is what it is. Marilla? Am I saying that right? Appreciate you stopping in. Scorpion Metals, what's up, brother? Just popping in for a second to say hi. Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, I would appreciate anybody smashing that like button for me. If not, it's all good. But yeah, we're melting some copper. I've been doing some HVAC work, so all the leftover copper, it's all new copper, right? And number 1, and so if we have like little pieces here and there, I had a pretty big piece, and I'll grab that if we're not going to use it for anything and smash them flat and then do some pours with it. Free copper, I mean, you can't beat that. I do have 7 crosses here in copper that I poured. I'm in the midst of stamping them right now, and I figured I might as well go live when I do it. Here's the number 1, so you can see what it looks like stamped. Why is it not zooming anymore? There we go. So you got the CC at the top for capital currency, got 1 ounce, which actually they're all like 1.2, but I didn't want to do all that. CU, and this is the first time I've ever stamped 2025 on anything, so that's a little different. So 1 through 7, this is number 5. I did 6 and 7 already, and 1 and 2, because they were a little bit thicker than the rest of them. And when you're stamping in this stuff, it's got to kind of be right. So actually, when I get done with this one, I'm going to have to heat it back up and then put the other 2, or 1 in there, and they both should fit. You don't want it to have any movement. So if I can push on it on any corner and it pops up, that's what I don't want. So, but yeah, we got 7 crosses. Here's some silver pieces that I did. Got some pew-pews. We got an arrowhead, Chevy symbol, a turtle, the CC shield, silver doubloon, and this really cool. I like this piece a lot. It says United States of America, 1776. Stamped out. It says 2.33, and this is a prototype. 3/9 fine silver. Got an MP5. We got an AR. YouTube, these are not real. This is silver art. Got a double barrel shotgun here. And a long rifle. And a mushroom. Rhonda claimed this one. She does a lot for me, so I let her go ahead and claim that one. So if anybody wants a mushroom, I will do another one. And here is my second pour I ever did. This is from the band Tool. It was a emblem that they had on their first T-shirt, and it's my favorite band. And I think it looks funny. So I went ahead and poured one of those back in the day. I do have some other stuff that I poured in copper, some hearts and bars and some other crosses that didn't turn out great, but a lot of that stuff I melt it and pour bars with it. That way it's just easier for me. If I'm going to make like a sand cast, I can just grab 1 or 2 of these. Although I might let a couple of these hearts go in the next auction. And I think what I'm going to do is the next auction is going to be Wednesday the 18th. I don't usually do anything on Wednesdays, but Fridays, they've been okay, but it hasn't been really growing. And I can't do it Friday like I wanted to on the 13th. So I didn't realize we were going to watch the Blue Angels in Ocean City, so we'll be doing that. So I'm going to go ahead and do it on my birthday and have a little birthday bash / silver pour and copper pour auction. I also have coins and stuff like that, so a little bit of everything in my auctions. If you've been to one, you know. But for those that haven't been there, anybody can bid. All you got to do is send me an email with your username and everything so I know who you are, so I can get a hold of you after the auction. That's really all I ask. Some people make you send $1. Some people make you... now, if somebody can vouch for you and I have no idea who you are, that's better. But usually everybody that stops by that wants to bid is known in the community for the most part. But we'll run across that when the time comes, if that ever does happen. By the way, I put some corn out a little while earlier, and I haven't seen any deer yet, so we might even have a deer sighting in a little while, because they come in every day, usually around this time, but sometimes before. Yesterday they came in like 4 times. So I kept giving them corn every time, and they'll sit out there and look at me, and they'll just wait for the corn, and I'll walk it out. That deer yesterday was standing about 6 yards away from me, and I put the corn out, and she went over and started eating. There's a little 4-point buck that's been coming in too. It'd be cool to see him today. But anyway. So yeah, this little thing is new here with the Samuel. What's going on? Like and subscribe. That's what I'm talking about. I appreciate it. Just got to your vacation spot. Hell yeah, Scorpion. Yeah, we're going to take a little weekend. We're leaving Friday and coming back Monday to Ocean City in Maryland. So we'll be at the ocean. The Blue Angels are going to be flying. If you guys want, I might live stream while they fly. Maybe during practice or something. That would be cool. Or I'm definitely going to make a video out of it. I'm going to take my Canon 80D and hopefully get some good video with that. And then the iPhone is what I use for everything else. But we'll see what happens. Definitely a video to come of the Blue Angels flying. And then, yeah, I might go live at some point. The family likes hanging out at the beach, and I'm not really a beach goer, so, maybe we'll hang out and do a live stream and do a little fishing. I did that last year, actually. By the way, if we get to 60 likes, I will give away this 1947 silver quarter here. 90% silver. 60 likes, and we'll give that away. So we're gonna stamp these. I'm gonna get the furnace going, and then we'll do a pour, and then see what happens after that. Gotta go. Okay. Have a good day, Mariella. Mariella. I'm sorry. I'm dyslexic. I have trouble reading names sometimes. I appreciate you being here, though. Jim Thompson. Chevy bow tie looks sharp. Yeah, appreciate that. There's a couple pits on it. Here, I'll show you. There's a couple spots that didn't fill out all the way. You can see in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tone the inside of it, kind of like an antiqued, but I'm going to hope to get some blues and greens out of it, and then the rest of it will be silver. I think that's going to look really cool. The back will be silver too. Yeah, this was a 3D print that I did a couple years back. And this, I think this is a number 1 because I did a prototype, sold that, and then this will be the number 1. So, by the way, if anybody does a $5 super chat, that will get you into something I want to do here soon. We're going to do a giveaway for a pour of mine, and maybe even some more. We'll see what happens. This might even be what I end up giving away. I'm going to give you guys probably a option. They'll all be at least an ounce. I was thinking maybe I'll do a silver doubloon or the shield, which is heavier. But if you don't like channel stuff, you know, the balloon I think would be cool. Or something else. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Salmon Hammer. That's an over-under shotgun. Yes, it's over-under shotgun. Joseph Lopez. Doug Harding. Appreciate you guys stopping in. So I'm going to get to stamping some stuff here. And then we're going to pour this copper owl. I had to put some sand. It was like a necklace, so I had to put sand into the hole, and we're going to see how it looks afterwards. It might be something I end up remelting. I just wanted to give it a try just to see. And then we got the crosses. So what I'm doing with these, this one was the first one. It was a little extra. I did get them a little bit better after that, like this one. Got some pretty cool ripples in it. That was what I was aiming for. This one was a little bit over, but hey, it's just heavier. So, but anyway, this is what the back looks like. The CC at the top, 1 ounce. They're all actually over an ounce, but I just wanted to put an ounce. CU is copper. And then 2025, number 1. This is actually the first time I've put 2025 on anything. I usually don't put dates on stuff, but I figured, hey, I got the room, might as well do it, right? The Chevy bow tie is, hold on. I have somebody else that was, I don't know if that was you, or if that was somebody, I can't remember who it was now, but somebody wanted that, so I poured it. I told them it'll be the next auction, so there's actually probably 1 or 2 people that might be bidding on this, just so you know. That sucks. It's 0.93, so it's just under an ounce. Here, I can tell you in grams if you want. Usually if it's under an ounce, I'll put it in grams. 29 even, 29 grams. So, something that won't be quite as expensive as something like this. This is 2.33 ounces. Doug Harding, dibs. Appreciate you, brother. I'm going to write your name down on a piece of paper here, and I'm going to put your name with, so far it's just you and, because I just started talking about it, you and 3D Woodworks. And we're going to do a giveaway with it. I don't know when I'm going to do it. I'm going to tell you by the end of July, we'll definitely do it by then. But it just depends. You know, I don't get a whole lot of super chats, so we'll see what happens with it. But, and if we do go that long, the more people that do it, I might even add more stuff. So, appreciate you, brother. You've been a big support, and it means a lot to me. Yeah. It's kind of hard to write on this thing. Boom. There you go. We're going to put that in the bucket is what I have. I put everything in a bucket, and then I pull from it. So I'll show all of them. Then I'll fold them up. Then I'll put them in the bucket. We'll mix them up, and I'll pick one. Cartier Silver, what's up? Appreciate you stopping in. Doing a little bit of stamping here. I don't think you have one of these. This is a German pitch bowl. It's about 170 bucks, so it's kind of expensive, but this thing is awesome. You see how it's got this indent. It only has to be 100 degrees. When you first get it, it's actually all in a bag, and you got to melt it slowly. Like you put some in, let it melt, put some more in, let it melt. And in the oven at like 110 or 20 degrees, I think, something like that is what I did. And it ends up being all flat. And then you take a hair dryer, heat it up, get it kind of to where it's starting to get malleable. And then you press your piece in there, pull it out. And then once it hardens again, you stick it in there and stamp it up. Yeah, this is a normal day that I go live, so I wasn't sure if anybody would show up or not, but I do appreciate you guys being here. Oh, here's a new sticker too, by the way. This will be in the giveaways too. I got, so I did this sticker. So I've done all my own designs. I can't even remember the website I used, but this was actually a rectangle sticker, and they had a deal on, I guess it's a roll of stickers. It came on a roll. And so I've never had this sticker made round, and I think it looks pretty cool. So we'll be giving that away. Also, oh, I didn't show you guys. This is another pour that I'll have. I've got a couple of these. I got 4 left. There's some purples and greens and blues. These are toned. This camera isn't going to do it justice, but I only had 10 of these made. It's a fabric sticker. It's almost like jeans. 4 of 10, so there's only going to be 10 of these with the channel round. This is what my COAs look like for anybody that doesn't know. CC channel round. These are 1/2 ounce. So that's another thing. And yeah. So we should probably get to doing something here. Yes, it's just for stamping. You know what they use it for? There's people that make copper cups. And I think what they do, I got to make a video about this because there's not a whole lot of them online. The ones that are isn't for this kind of work. But I guess they take some of it and put it inside of it and then put the whole thing down into it. So when they're stamping designs all over it, I forgot what it's called. But that's the people that usually use that type of thing. Yeah, let's see how my stamping goes. I'm rusty, but I always take tape and tape everything down, even if I just do it on like the anvil. But I'll show you what I'm doing here. So we're going to do a CC on top, so I want to make sure this whole thing is taped down, which this tends to get a little bit dirty sometimes, so you gotta, I try to reuse the tape, but not too much. So we'll tape down this, and it's going to bend it. But what I do afterwards is I clamp it, and I'll show you once I get too done. I clamp it down and try to flatten it back out. Damn, I'm out of paper towels in here. Oh, by the way, I'm under a tornado warning right now for the evening, so you never know. It might get a little crazy around here. We might see a deer. We might have a tornado. Who knows? I'll keep recording if we do. I mean, I might have to run inside, but I can't see. If we did see a tornado, it would be like, oh shit, we got to go in the basement because I can't really see. I got woods behind me and houses kind of around on the other side. So, but anyway, I digress. So we need to find a C. This is a tricky one because I put the CC together. You can see right here. So you don't have a whole lot of room. I think this one actually looked a little bit better. That was a perfect one. So hopefully I don't mess this up live. You know, I usually don't stamp live because I'm always worried I'm going to screw something up. I also tape everything. That way I can line the bottom of the stamp up with it. That way everything is a little bit easier to keep in the same spot. That looks good. like we're pretty on here. It looks pretty good. Maybe I don't like doing that too much because if you don't get it right back in the same spot, it'll look dumb, and we don't want to do that. So then what I was doing is taping the top. It doesn't bend as much if you tape everything down. And then I'll go on this side. Probably should have got a new piece there, but it'll work. The cool thing about this is lining it up is kind of easy because you just get it in the middle. It's pretty close. So you can kind of feel when it's right in the middle. And then we're going to do an OZ with a 1 in front of it. I've been starting with the Z. I practiced a few times before I started this live, just in case. For those that pour, you know, stamping is like the hardest part, I think. Put a 1 in the chat if you think stamping is the hardest part of pouring. I wanted to show you guys what I was going to melt for that copper owl. I had some copper tubing that was left over from a job, and I cut it up into smaller pieces. I'm going to throw that in the crucible. So we got some nice clean copper. That O was a little low, but it'll work. I think I want a longer piece. It's already not sticking as good. And this is the first time I've ever stamped a 2025. So something a little bit different. Sometimes I'll even tape it both ways when I want to make sure everything is good. Tape is inexpensive, so, you know. Get it right in the middle there. 2, 0. I think this looks cool stamped down like that. It's a little closer than I wanted it to be. Shit, I almost did a 0 again. 2005? That's not good. 2020. I get to thinking about, like, don't mess up, don't mess up, don't mess up. And then that's when I mess up. So take your time here. Slow down, buddy. Slow down. See, now it's already starting to bend a little bit. So I'm going to have to try to flatten it back out when we get done. This was 1, 2, 3, 4, number 5. I'll just tape it. I haven't been necessarily doing that for the last little stamp, but it'll work. And down here, man, I always feel like I'm doing it wrong. I'm going to put number 5. Boom. But yeah, this thing is cool because once I do this for something that I want to do again, and the other ones kind of move a little bit, so I am going to heat this up and show you what that's like. Like I said, you want everything to not move. But you can see it did bend a little bit, but nothing I can't straighten up with a couple clamps. What do you guys think? Not perfect, but pretty good. All right, let me check up. Muscle Shell, what's going on? Supreme Ginger Stacker, what's up? Jim Thompson, I think I said hello to you. You have one of them? Man, I'm not even sure what you have anymore. There's a lot of pores out there. I think I probably have 300 pores out there right now. Maybe not 300. Maybe like 250. Yes, it's just for stamping. Shit, what am I doing? We're under severe weather here, Outer Banks, North Carolina. Yeah, I'm in Maryland. Must be a big-ass storm coming through. Been cleaning pores today. So here's the thing with these. I poured these, and of course, they're always black and kind of dark. So I clean these up with a wire wheel, and I'm going to put them in the tumbler when I get done with that to make them nice and shiny. They stay shiny a lot longer, too. You know, Cartier, if you pour silver, you know, like, you can clean it up, and then you look at it like 2 days later, and it already looks darker. It tones really fast, naturally. But when I put it in the tumbler, it doesn't seem to do that. And you know about the tumbler. I told you about the Shine Bright, right? I know you've been using that. For those that don't know, this is a tumbler. And it goes into a machine, and it just turns, and it has a stainless steel shot in it. And I have like 3 different types of stainless steel shot to make sure it gets into all the little crevices. And I have separate ones, one for copper, one for silver. I meant to look for that before I started, actually. You can see it. I'll show you. That is the tumbler. That's the machine that you put it into. It goes into that hole on the side there. And it just rolls it for a couple hours and makes it look nice and shiny. We're at 11 likes. If we get to 60 likes, we're going to give away that silver quarter in the background there. Come on. Sorry, guys. I'm not trying to make you dizzy. Is that a batch of brownies? This is a, what I call it? Crap. A German pitchbowl. This is actually like a pine tar. That's why it only needs to be 100 degrees. That's why all I use is a hairdryer, and I'll show you in a second. Use a hairdryer on it for a couple minutes, like 2 minutes usually, and then you can press whatever it is down into it. And then when you're done, you can just leave it and then put another piece in there. That usually does work. But sometimes I like to run it over it, and then I'll smush it down with my thumb just to make sure it's all flat again. But one thing, when I first got this, by the way, it's about 170 bucks on Amazon. When I got this, the only thing I don't like about it is you can't, like, if you go too far to one side, it pushes. I wished it was not round. So if you could find one square, I think that'd be better. And I think why they do that is because when they're doing the cups and stuff, they want to be able to do that, I guess. I don't know. But there was another point I was trying to get to, and I forgot it. Sorry. I'm sure it'll come to me. Oh, when you put it in there, you want to pull it out. So you stick it in and then pull it out and then let it get hard. If, like, I have some really detailed pieces that I do sometimes, like sand cast and things like that. Like the Griffin Lion bar was one that I did. If anybody's ever seen that, I put that in there and I left it in, and it got hard, and then I stamped it. Well, when I pulled it out, it had little pieces on it, so I had to clean the whole thing again. It was kind of a pain in the butt to get it all out. And I'm sitting there with a pick trying to, scraping the piece a little bit. Luckily, it didn't really damage anything. It was only a couple little spots, but I didn't use it for a while because of that. And then I realized if you put it in there, pull it out, let it get hard, and then put it in, it doesn't stick at all. Pretty obvious you've done this a time or two. Yeah, Jim, I've been around the block. I think I've been pouring for about 3.5 years now. I started in 2021. Like the end of 2021. I think. Yeah, because I started the channel in 2020. I didn't do a whole lot. For a couple of years there, I didn't really do a whole lot. I was pouring, but kind of here and there. Once or twice a month kind of thing. Forgotten about little old me. You're gonna send me a slice of brownies. I wouldn't mind making some good brownies, if you know what I mean. I haven't had one of those in probably years. Tumbler is awesome, yeah. It gets copper way more clean than it is with a wire brush. I don't know why, but just clamp it down. Yeah, that's what I do. What I do is I take two of them, put them together like that. Like these two were really bent, and then I take I got a couple clamps, and I'll clamp it down, and it seems to be straightening them out pretty good. 1 and 2. So this is 3 and 4 is what we got left. So here, I'll show you what this thing is all about. Damn, I never did plug that other light in. I unplugged it so I could use this hair dryer. Definitely need to do this before I get the furnace going, because if I turn this on with the furnace, it's not good. I use a old Revlon, by the way. Nothing special. But here, I'll show you. The ones I've been doing are just a little bit big. So I want to make sure these other two like seep down into it all the way. It only has to be 100 degrees to melt it. You couldn't put it in a pie pan. Cartier says, Cap and Ginger both do awesome pours. I appreciate that, brother. You do some awesome pours too. Rubber bands, that's an idea. Well, I always do everything in the middle anyway. I don't really try. I don't never do anything big enough where I can't just do it in the middle. But it would be cool if I could put like 5 or 6 pieces in there at once. I think the most I've ever done is like 3. So that is actually a pretty good idea. ShamWow, there you go. That probably would work too. I mean, really, I probably could just put some kind of towel or something under it. I just haven't really needed to. But anyway, let's push this down in there. So it's a little bit more malleable now. And now I just want to make sure it's not moving. But you got to be careful, because if you stick it too far in there, sometimes it's really hard to get back out. That'll work. But I got to give it a minute or two. Make sure, well, probably about 5 minutes. Make sure it's hard again. Although this probably really wouldn't matter, because there's nothing for it to really stick to. It doesn't have any like details on it. It's just a cross. So I'll probably stamp it in like a minute. Angry War Tackle Box, what's up? Cat, where did you get that from? I tried to order the same thing, but the site wouldn't let me do it. I got this off Amazon. It was about 170 bucks. Kind of expensive. Now, this is, I think, a 7-inch. No, 8-inch? I don't know. But they make a 5-inch as well, which is like 130 bucks. So if you don't want something this big, you can see it's as big as my hand. There is a cheaper version out there. And for those that just joined, we're going to do this. I'm going to pour this copper owl. It was like a necklace, so I put some sand in there in hopes that, you know, it might not show up. I'm probably going to still see a line there, but I figured let me just give it a try and see what happens. What I could do is put a piece of wood up in there and then glue around it. I've done that before too, but I don't know. See what happens. Here's a copper doubloon I did. And at the next auction, I'll have this copper doubloon and a silver doubloon. This is a prototype too. Actually, you know what? This is going to be a prototype as well. I did the number 1 first. But the prototype was given to somebody before I even had COAs. I did pour one and gave it to somebody, but it didn't even have a COA. It wasn't, you know, and it's something they don't even have. They ended up selling it anyway, so I don't even know who has it. So I'm going to call that the prototype, because I want to have a prototype of that out there. Like, I'm sure whoever he probably took it to the coin shop or something, and they bought it just as silver. So sucks. I wish I had that back. If I knew he was going to do something like that, I probably would have bought it back from him. Another great pour. Yeah, Angry Warrior is awesome. You do great work. Air dry clay works pretty good as well. Air dry clay? I'm not sure what that is exactly. By the way, if you haven't already, smash that like button for me. If we get to 60 likes, I'm going to give away this silver quarter right here. 1947D, 90% silver quarter. 60 likes. So what I'm going to do is, on my birthday, June 18th, it's a Wednesday. I usually do my auctions on Friday, but I think I'm going to do a little birthday bash or something, because I can't wait till the next week, and I'm going to need money by then. And I'm supposed to go to the beach this weekend. I was going to do it this Friday, but we're going to the beach to watch the air show. So hopefully some good videos will come out of that. Maybe even a live stream. We'll see what happens. But yes, I can't do it this weekend. And I don't want to not go. You know what I mean? I want her and my daughter just to go by themselves to the beach for a weekend, you know? So yeah, we're going to do it on my birthday. So we're going to have a little birthday bash / auction. Not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday. What did they have it for? I'm wondering if it's cheaper or more expensive at that website. But yeah, I think when you try to find them, even on Amazon, sometimes they're sold out. There might even only be like 1 or 2 available. So for those that join, this is what will be at the next auction. Among copper, this is my silver pieces. Because this has a couple little spots in it, I'm going to tone the inside of that and then leave the outline in silver, so it won't be as noticeable. Because I hate that. I can't stand it. I almost re-poured it, but I had a couple people tell me it was good, so I'll just let it go. That mushroom is already sold. I'm gonna make another one. If anybody wants a mushroom, let me know. I'll make another one. This is going to be the heaviest piece. United States of America, 1776. This was a coin that I made a copy of, actually. Not a coin, it was like a medallion or something maybe. But it had 2 sides to it. Oh, it was a Marines piece. And I poured it before, but because the other side, it has a round thing that went around it, and that thing kind of moves a little bit, and it always pulls the sand out, and it doesn't look great, so I just figured I'm going to do it just with this side. But this is 2.33 ounces. This will be the heaviest one. This is a prototype. I might even try to clean that up a little bit better. What do you think? Should I antique this? It probably would look a lot better antiqued. And I'm going to tone the inside of the Chevy symbol. I still got to clean. This is the CC channel shield. Usually I don't get that stuff as much. I don't know. I thought about re-pouring it, but I know people like the pieces that are a little bit different, so we'll see what happens. If it doesn't sell, I'll just melt it down and make something else. But that's where I brought it in at. I got to clean that up still. The edges got to be cleaned up. What do you guys think? Is this good enough? Let me know. I hate when there's any kind of pitting, man. I've remelted so many pieces down when there's pitting. Now, this is a cool piece. This was an arrowhead that my grandfather my late grandfather, he passed away. Before he passed away, he made my mother a dream catcher because he's Native American, and made my mother a dream catcher. And I took this out of it so I could make copies. This is, I think, the number 2. I know I did a prototype. I did a number 1, I believe. And this might be a number 1. I got to look in the book. It's either a number 1 or a number 2. But this is something from my grandfather. He had it in his hands at one point. And I love doing stuff like that. Just like the praying hands. I might even try to do another praying hands. I'm up to 10. The next one will be number 10. So if anybody's interested in the praying hands, let me know in the chat, please. And I'll make sure I have one ready. That actually, I might even do a giveaway with that. So for those that might have just shown up, every $5 super chat, I'm putting your name. We got Doug Hardy and already got his name in. This is going to go into a bucket, and I'm going to pick a winner. And you'll get like 3 choices of what you want, and then I'll pour it for you. World War II challenge coins, that's cool. Humble Stacker, what's up? Appreciate you stopping in. Don't forget to smash that like button for me if you want to. If not, it's all good. But I would appreciate it. We get to 60 likes, we're going to give away this silver quarter. And I still haven't even started the furnace up yet, and I got 2 more things to stamp here, so we got time. Shit, it finally worked. I got it shipped for $99. Nice. 6 3/4. Okay, that's about what this is. I think this was 7, but that's pretty close. But then again, I never measured it, so maybe it is 6 3/4. Maybe they just call it a 7. That's awesome. $100, man. I paid $170 for mine. That's ridiculous. Freaking Amazon. I was so mad too because the first time I did it, like I was saying earlier, I had the a really detailed piece in there, and I stuck it in and just let it sit there and get hard, not realizing you got to let it. So whenever you do it, especially if it's a detailed piece, well, stuff like this you probably don't because there's nothing for it to stick to. But if you got a bunch of details and stuff and it's kind of high, there's high and low points, make sure that you pull it back out, then let it get hard, then put your piece back in there. I made that mistake, and I didn't use it for like 2 months because I was like, man, this is a waste of damn money. I was mad as shit about it. And all you do when you get it angry is you'll take this, not the rubber, obviously. So I think I put a couple, I don't even know, maybe, I don't even know what the hell I put around it. I put something so it wouldn't move. It's got to be level. And just put it on like a cookie sheet, and it's going to come in a bag. And just put as much as you can in it. Let that melt, then put some more, and just keep putting it in until it gets all the way level, and that's it, man. Just put it in the oven. I think it was 120 degrees. I think it only has to be 100 for it to melt, but then that takes forever. I think I did 120, and it still took me, it was over an hour for it all to melt down. It might have even been a half an hour, 1.5 hours. Smashed. I appreciate that, Humble. Well, that's good. At least you got one. And you got it for $70 cheaper than I did. That's awesome. You know, Angry, I recorded a video of that, but it's all over the place. And so I need to try to post that. I've got so many videos in my phone that I've made, and I haven't posted any of them because I just haven't had really time to sit down and do a bunch of editing. I mean, shoot, we went to the beach 2 years ago, and I recorded a video of not the Blue Angels, but the other ones. I can't remember what they're called now, but I had really good videos. I got videos of being up close, watching them fly by, and then the next day I went back to an island, like kind of off of the beach, and recorded like the whole kind of thing happening in the air. And so if I could edit that to be like, you know, kind of both at the same time and be able to go back and forth, that would be cool. But man, that would take me so long to figure out what is what, because it was so long ago. I've got some on my Canon 80D and I got some on my phone. But and I'm going to do that again this weekend. I'm going to the air show, so that'll be cool. But yeah, by the time I get a video done with that, I'll see what I can do. But maybe I'll try to get that done this week. And you can see exactly what I did. It's not hard though. It's It's Thunderbirds. Yeah, that's it. I got a bunch of awesome videos of the Thunderbirds, but this time it's the Blue Angels. So, and I'm in Maryland, right? The Blue Angels are actually in Annapolis, and that's where they practice. I thought about going up there last week, but I was working that day, never really got a chance. But and I'm going up Friday. They're practicing Friday, which practice is going to be the same thing as the show. So I could probably record up close again and further back. I think that'll be cool. Have two different views from the show. Says, yeah, man, I love when you post videos. Well, I appreciate that. Make sure you got, if anybody watches a video, please help me. I'm going to beg you right now for your help. Please leave a comment. Even if it's like, well, don't do emojis, I guess, because that sometimes they think it's bots doing it when it happens. But I'm really out of the algorithm, and a lot of people aren't getting my notifications. I hear it all the time, or they'll get it like a day late. So if you do see a video, leave a comment for me. The comments have been horrendous. I was looking at the comments I used to get when I first started in 2020 and 2021 with half the subscribers, and I would have 50, 60 comments. Now it's like there might be 5 or 6. It's kind of bad. I mean, it's not all like that, but it does happen. So smash the like button, leave a comment. That really helps with the algorithm. That's the best way you can show support. Bet many pieces stay up, and yeah, man. Especially with them big stamps. I've got some really big stamps. Check these out. I gotta get this thing stamped. Here's something I want to do. I was just talking to BH about this. How I need to get a bigger flask, and I actually have a flask that I just need to weld it. And I have a welder, but I've never used it because I don't know how to weld. It's not hard to figure out, I guess. So I'm gonna try to get on that. I'm gonna make a flask for this, or just make one out of wood. I saw Cartier. I saw you made one out of wood. But look at the size of these stamps. And the one you made is nice. See, the one I made is too big. Look at the difference. That's actually a number 1. And then I just got these tiny ones. Look at these things. This is what Tuli uses when she does that side stamping. Look how tiny that thing is, man. How is this a 1 and this is a 3? That seems way off. But it's impossible to stamp it without having the circle there too, because you got to stamp it down in there to even be able to read it. So you always get a circle around it with those. But I got the letters and I got the numbers, the letters and the numbers. This is the letters. I was gonna make a video about that too at some point. But you could put something underneath here and I guess use this top for stamping, because it's like, you know, it goes down in there. But I don't know. I'd rather just throw some tape down and do the best I can do. But yeah, these things are ridiculous. I did a CC on a couple things with this, and it's so hard to get the damn, you got to beat the hell out of it to get it in. You would think because it's bigger, you don't need to hammer it as hard, but you got to hammer it like 3 times as hard. Especially in copper. That sucker does not like to stamp in copper. I did a couple 10-ounce bars that I stamped a CC on a while back. But anyway, let's get into this thing right here. I like to tape everything down just so it's not moving. It's probably good enough for a CC. I don't like that. Hopefully it'll turn out. And I just line the edge of the stamp with the tape. That way, when I go to do the next one, it'll be in the same spot. It's really hard when you're doing a CC when a tiny spot like this. Hopefully this works. Yeah, that was good. Come down a little bit. Oh, that was too much. I think that'll work. Good enough. So then we're going to go on this side. Put a couple extra pieces down. Probably should have did that first. Well, yeah, probably should have did that first, but whatever. Need to check and see if them deers are out there. I bet you it's out there right now. C and a U for copper. That looks good. Muy bien. That one had a kind of a hole to it. You know, I always heat my molds up before I pour into it. And you can see this one in the center. They all have a little bit going on in the center because you're pouring into the center and it's got to go all different ways. I heated this thing up a lot with this one, and it still had that hole. Then you got this one. Look at this. I forgot to heat it up, and it didn't end up. So I'm kind of on the fence now. And you got to heat them up because you don't want them to blow up on you. If it's got moisture in it, you got to get the moisture out. But I'm kind of like, should I just heat it up just a little bit to get the moisture out and then leave it alone? I was told you got to get that sucker to 500 degrees to get good lines. But this one was the best one, and I totally forgot to heat it up first. So I don't know. You guys tell me. By the way, these are 1 ounce. This was the prototype, or this is number 1. I didn't call it a prototype. You can see how there's a little bit extra there. But I think it still looks cool. Okay, that's 40 grams. Let's put it on 41 grams. Dang, it's 1.46. Well, you're going to get some heavy 1 ounces. I knew it was going to be a little bit. I thought they were 1.2. Some of them are smaller. This one's a little bit smaller. Yeah, that's 1.2. So they're all about 1.2. I need to make sure I get the right number here. I want to make sure I'm not doubling any numbers up because that would suck. Damn, I thought the 5 was a 6 for some reason. So this is 3 and 4. 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so this one's going to be 3. Now, what the hell was I doing? Oh, we're looking for the Z. I like to start in the middle and stamp out, so I'm going to put the Z first. Some people don't tape anything down, but I'm telling you, for me, it works way. So we'll do 2. And it tends to, when you got crosses, stuff like this, every time you stamp them, they always bend no matter what. But if you tape the edges down where it can't fling up, but that's the 5. That's the 0, and this is the 2. I wonder if I should. That line is kind of messing with me a little bit. We'll just give it I'll stamp it 3 times just to make sure. Yeah, it looks good. I'm stamping 2020 on these. First time I've ever put a date on anything, stamp-wise. I always put dates on the COAs, but never on the actual piece. So this is something new for me anyway. $20.25. Booyah. Oops. That was dumb. It's probably time for new tape anyway. Thing about this tape, it's cheap, but it doesn't last a very long time. This thing just tends to pick up dirt a little bit. So I want to, because I can find the 3 here. 3's always mess with me. I feel like I'm always going to stamp them wrong. I actually had a pour, and that'll actually probably be up for the next auction. If anybody remembers, now I'm trying to remember. They only did a couple. It was the 2020 COVID mask, and there's only, can't be more than 10 of them out there. I don't even think they did that many. I got number 3, but it's just a piece I can't really hold on to anymore. So you can see a little bent. See, it's, you can't really tell. It's popped up a little bit, but we'll flatten it out. So we got the CC at the top, 1 ounce, CU for copper, 2025, and number 3. And I got 7 of these that'll be available. I know people, damn, I am going to have to heat this up again. Some people don't like to pay for the silver, but they like pours. So I try to have some cheaper stuff. Although, there's a lot of time wrapped up in these. I don't know. What do you guys think I should start these at? I know I'm real behind here. Hold on. Wood's the way to go, yeah. 9mm silver. Dang, 9mm is huge. I think that's bigger than those. I don't think those are 9. They might actually, I don't know. I got 6s here, right? Yeah, these are 6s. Those are 6s. And then the ones I'm using now are 3s. And then I got these little 1mm, but they are tiny. This is like for stamping on the side. You don't really want, unless you got like no room, I'm not really going to use those much. Where the hell was this at? I'm going to heat this thing up again. Man, I just blew my sticker. Oh, come here. Damn it. Dang it, man. Oh, this thing is heavy. Fire bricks. And so here's a new sticker. I put this out before as a rectangle. There was only 60 of them. I had 50 more made, so these are going to be kind of handed out here and there. When I do the half-ounce channel rounds, I still have 4 of these left. This is number 4. This is the tone version. There's some greens and purples and different colors on here, but the camera's not going to pick it up. And then you get a fabric sticker, 1 of 10. So I do have 4 of these left. I think I have 4, 5, 6, and 9 maybe. And then I'm going to throw in this too. It's only a half-ounce, but what silver is now, silver went up a lot. I put those up for 22, and I still had 4 left over. I'm going to keep it at 22, even though the price has probably went up $3 since that. And we'll just start them at 22 and see what happens. By the way, smash the like button if you're in here and you haven't already. We're at 18. We're going to give away a silver quarter if we get to 60. 60 likes, we're going to give a silver quarter away. If you guys see some new people come in, tell them to smash the like button so we can do a giveaway. Every $5 super chat is going to get your name written down on a piece of paper, and I'm going to put them all in a bucket, and then we're going to do a giveaway for that too eventually. Probably by like the end of July, because I don't go live that often. It'll be at least a 1 ounce silver pour, maybe even a silver quarter, maybe even a $50. It depends on how many people get into it. And the more people get into it, the more I'll be able to add to it. But I got to at least get to a place where I can even give that away. You know what I mean? Right now, we only have 2 people in there. So if you like to do the super chat, if you like to support channels, go ahead and do that, and you'll even get something back, possibly. I always try to give back when I can. It's been hard. It's been hard for me to do a whole lot of giveaways, but you guys know, if you come to my auction, I usually give away at least an ounce of silver just in quarters. So, by the way, next Wednesday is my birthday. It's the 18th. That's when the next auction is going to be. It's a Wednesday. I don't know if I said that, but probably start at 7, a little bit earlier than 8. And then if anybody wants to donate anything, like to give away, I'll give it away in your name. That would be really cool. I don't really get people don't really do that. So I would like to do that for you guys. I just, I don't have enough stuff to really give away. I started doing HVAC, which is how I got this copper here. But it's not steady every day yet. Me and my cousin are trying to build something. And, it's going to take a little bit of time to where it's steady. An everyday thing. Right now it's 2-3 times a week kind of deal. But we're definitely getting, I think the next couple weeks is going to be way better, hopefully. Forgot to catch back up. Everyone's watching the LA riots. Yeah, man. The Acadian Carpenter. Did I say that right? I appreciate you stopping in. I haven't seen you in a while. Hope all is good. Well, I was watching that earlier too. What the hell is wrong with people? I mean, I get it. I kind of see where people could be coming from if it was like just straight up people being here illegally. But these are people that are doing crime. Like, why? They're trying to make your neighborhood safer. I mean, I don't know who would be for people doing crime. I don't know. I guess other people that do crime. Yeah, I don't get it. What's a good way to go? Omen Precious Metal sent me a drawing of his homemade flasks. Oh, yeah. The problem is with that stuff is so damn expensive, I can't afford it. I'll show you in a minute. I built a flask. I have it all ready to go, but I just haven't welded it together because I've never welded before. I do have a Lincoln 140 welder that I bought probably 2 years ago, and I just haven't been over to my dad's with it to let him show me exactly what to do, because I know you got to have the timing right with everything, because it's on a spool, and so it feeds it as you go. Like if it was stick welding, I'd have been done that, but I don't want to mess the damn machine up. You know what I mean? Kind of nervous about it. I heard that they could get like kind of backed up. My son bought me those stamps. Absolutely love them. They're so good. Talking about the big ones or the small ones? Small ones you nearly have to hit to get a good stamp. At least on silver. Gotcha. My stamps came from Spain. Damn. The letters are not tapered, so you need to pound it. I got you. That makes sense. There's been stamps, man. I've thought about taking a freaking, like, grinding this down on the edges. I'm just scared I'm going to go too far, but grinding them down, because sometimes you can. Now, I used to stamp once, turn it, stamp, and just kind of turn, not a lot like that, but just, very minute, just a little bit, and try to get a good stamp, especially not with these necessarily, but like 3/9 fine stamp, because it's 999 FS. It's pretty long. So whenever I do like a word, I have one that says handmade. You always got to kind of move it to make sure you're getting all the corners and edges and everything. So that definitely can be a pain sometimes. And if you go too far, then you get that little circle, and I hate that. That is the worst. I've had a couple things I've let go because it's only on one side, but man, I hate when that happens. It's not so much the heat as it is making sure no moisture. Yeah. I wonder, so if I make something out of wood, I wonder if I could still put that in the oven. I only put it at 200 degrees. I don't really want to test that though. It probably would start smoking. I did put something in the oven. What the hell did I put in the oven? I put something in the oven, trying something, and it started smoking and kind of stinking, and I was like, yeah, let's not do that again. I don't even remember what the hell it was now. I hate when I grab a stamp and go, Gadita, is that you? Yep. I was scrolling up a little bit. Thank you. We're going to write your name down. So we got 3 people in. We're going to do a giveaway. Probably by the end of July. Maybe before that. Maybe before that. Where you been? I haven't seen you in a while. Hope everything's all good. You know, you're definitely leaving comments, and I do appreciate that. But I feel like I haven't seen you in a live stream in a little while. There we go. Got your name on here. I'm going to put all these names in a bucket, and we're going to do some kind of pour and maybe even some other stuff. We'll see what happens. But thank you so much. I appreciate the support. And like I said, if anybody wants to donate anything, I'm going to next Wednesday. So you'd have to send something out like now, but feel free. I will give it away in your name. If you want to donate anything to the birthday bash, next Wednesday is my birthday, so we're gonna have my auction on my birthday because I'm hoping that'll bring more people in. I've been struggling to get people in there, so anybody that wants to share anything out, please feel free. If you want to share this out, we get more people in here. We're a third of the way to giving away that silver quarter. I hate it when I grab the wrong stamp or have it. Man, I've stamped something backwards. I think I did it one time. I did the 3 9s fine upside down. I was like, you gotta be freaking kidding me right now. I let it go though. I called it an error stamp. I wrote that on the COA, error stamp, because it was upside down. But yeah, I got something from somebody else that did that too. It's buffering. You still buffering? Yeah, it might be the storm getting ready to run through. Yeah, we're under a tornado watch. Yeah, I'll be right in the basement. I had a dream like a couple weeks ago that there was a tornado that came through. My daughter like just got home from school, and all of a sudden I was like, all right, you made it before the storm. And then all of a sudden the storm came. And, you know, I got woods out back, but I didn't see any woods. It was almost like an open field. You know how your dreams are always weird. At least mine are. Will Land, what's going on? Appreciate you stopping in. How you been? It does look like chocolate cake. This is a German pitch bowl. It's hard right now, but if you put it in the oven at like 120 degrees, it'll be like liquid. It will look like cake. So I heat it up with a blow dryer, let it get hard again, and then put my thing in the stamp, whatever it is. And apparently you can get them for $100 now. And that's what Angry said. He just got one for $100. I paid $170 for that one on Amazon. So don't go to Amazon. TDS, yeah, that's definitely going around. You just put instead of pull. You can do it. No, it'll be fine. You're talking about the wood? Okay, I'm so far back in these damn comments. Sorry, guys, I'm dyslexic. It takes me a while to get through this stuff sometimes. Just been out and about, haven't seen you either. Well, I hope everything's good. How's your man doing? If that's still a thing. OC Stacker, what's up? Oh, there you go. Me and Bella's been doing our thing. There you go. It's awesome to see people come together in the community. I love it. Good now as far as buffering. Okay. Gadita, did you do another one? Hold on. Oh, Gadita with the $3 super chat. Thank you. I appreciate that. You are awesome. So you get it hot and stick your thing in it. Yeah, I could think of a few things, but for this, exactly the same. Why is it stopping? There we go. Rhonda! Raid from Cranky. Awesome. I don't think I've ever been raided before. So that's kind of cool. We got 16 people here. Smash that like button if you don't mind. We get to 60 likes, we're going to give this silver quarter away. Yeah, Sunday isn't usually my day to go live, so, you know. By the way, Rhonda, and if anybody wants another one, I will pour another one. Do you want me to stamp this on the bottom? Now, I can't stamp much. I can do 3 9s fine on it because I want to have that. And then try to squeeze like a number 1 on there. But do you want me to run this through the tumbler like I did the other one and make it nice and shiny, or would you rather just like this? It's up to you. The last one I did, I ran through the tumbler. JD for his birthday, up to you. I don't know. What does he like? I tend to like things not necessarily ran through the tumbler, but I also like something shiny. I'll put it in a tumbler. I think it'll look good in a tumbler. I like that one shiny. I'm gonna do the CC the channel shield. I'm gonna run that through the tumbler too. So, but yeah, my birthday is next Wednesday. So Rhonda, the next auction, I'm gonna do it on a Wednesday. And if you can't be there, that's fine. But I'm gonna do it. It's my birthday, so I'm gonna do a birthday bash / auction because I wanted to do it Friday, but I just found out that we were going to the beach to watch the Blue Angels, and I didn't realize that. She never really told me what date, or she probably did, and I just forgot. But so yeah, I gotta go to the beach this weekend. So, and I can't really wait another full week, so I'm gonna do it Wednesday. OC, I know you were waiting for that too. So next Wednesday, I'm gonna start at 7, a little bit early, and hopefully be done by like 11. I don't have a whole lot of stuff, but I do need to pay some bills, so I got to do it. I don't like doing different days, but you know, Fridays necessarily haven't been the greatest anyway, so maybe it is time for a change. I don't know. We'll see what happens. JK, what's going on, brother? JK was one of my first subscribers, I think. I don't know exactly when, but you've been around a long time and have always shown support, and I do appreciate you. Thank you. Orda, what's going on? How you been? Hope everybody's having a great Sunday. Not a normal day for me, but I figured if I'm going to work, I might as well go live. I probably would have got a lot more stuff done if I didn't, but... See, I don't know how much this week I'm going to be working. I got to work tomorrow. Probably Thursday. Hopefully not Friday, because we got to go. I got to make sure I talk to him soon. I can always go up later, I guess. Actually, no, that's not going to work. We do got to go together. There's only one parking spot, and I'm not trying to deal with the Blue Angels there. There's going to be tons of people. There's going to be nowhere to park, and I'm not dealing with that, so. Raid. I don't think they made it. There's only 6 people here. It's all good. I appreciate you guys, though. Uh-oh. I done stuck that in there too long. What the hell? What the hell? Oh, see, that's what I say. You got to wait for it to get hard before you put something in there, because it will stick. It's the only thing about these. Should be good now. We'll smoke, and once I get done with this, we'll stamp this thing, and I'm going to get this furnace going. It is starting to look pretty dark outside. I still haven't seen the deer yet. I got corn out there for him. So we might be watching a deer in a little while. And then when I get done with these, I have 7 of these crosses. I got 7 of them there. And I'm going to run them through the tumbler when I get done. Make them nice and shiny. They look so much better. I love copper in the tumbler. Now, if I have like a really detailed piece, like that skull bar that I do, I wouldn't run that through the tumbler because it's never going to get into the details of it. Smash that like button for me. If we get to 60 likes, we're going to give away this 1947 quarter, 90% silver. I keep saying like I want to try to get more likes than I ever have to do a giveaway. But that's like 73 or 75, something like that. It's like the most likes I've ever got. And I don't know if I'm ever going to beat that. It'll probably be in an auction or something if I do. But I'll try to at least get close to it. Every time I say that, I always, because I've already talked about it, I always take it down a little bit. So we'll see what happens. But I would appreciate you guys if you did. Actually, I can turn this other light on now too because I don't need this hair dryer anymore. So let's get that going because it'll look a lot lighter in here. That's a little better. 26th of July, okay. You want me to shine it? I'll shine it. You got Bellows outside doing stuff, aka yard work. I got some yard work to do too, man. I need to cut my grass, but the problem is the grass really doesn't grow but in a couple spots. I almost want to just get the weed whacker out and whack down the big stuff. I'm going to go up and turn this oven on. I'll be right back. Uh-oh, we got some sketty ready. Having spaghetti for dinner. I have to put that in the microwave. It's going to be a while. I'm just going to go ahead and tape it on both sides. Make sure we get a nice good stamp here. I like to tape it down, especially with stuff like this, because it likes to bend. There's still a couple of these I got to flatten back out. Oh, Gadita, you might like what I'm about to pour. You were talking about a copper owl, right? I was thinking about you when I was getting that ready. I don't know how great it's going to turn out. The eyes kind of fell out a little bit around the edge, so it might look like a bug eye thing. I don't know. We're going to see what happens. It might be something I have to remelt. This is a kind of a hard piece because the sand, and I pressed down on that sucker as hard as I could with a roller. But this little spot in between the eyes kind of popped out, or around the eye, it popped out. So I'm going to see what it looks like. It might be something I can take a Dremel to and try to fix it up. I don't know. It was also for a necklace. So I put some sand in the hole there. We'll see what that looks like. But could be good. Could really suck. You don't know until you try. I've got so many pieces that I thought were going to be awesome pours, and you can't get them to turn out right. You know, I should have maybe been a little bit higher with that. Man, this one kind of has a little bit of a spot there that's... This one might be tricky. I mean, it'll be on there good enough, I guess. Maybe over a little bit. I guess let's just go with that and hope it turns out. This other side has a little bit of a bend on it. Up just a little bit. And I don't want to be too close to the other C because I don't want it to, like... I wish I had a better light over here. Hopefully this will work. Wish me luck. Perfect. Perfecto. So now I'm going to tape down the top and bottom. And then we're going to come in from the side. This is the number 1 if you want to see what I'm stamping here. Got a CC at the top, CU on the side, 1 ounce on the side, which are all over. They're all at least 1.2. And then 2025, this is the number 1. In case anybody was wondering what the hell I'm doing over here. That looks good to me. Alright, so this is going to be the tricky one because we got some issues going on there a little bit. We'll do the Z first. We got the O. Stamping is kind of hard because it's has some lines going on. Where'd the 1 go? How's that one, dummy? I guess I can keep that there for now. We got to get one across the top. We'll just tape it down real good. And then I'm going to do a 2025 down it, which I don't normally do. This is the first time I've stamped 2025 on anything. What's the 5? Ow, bitch. That didn't feel good at all. Retard. Right on my thumb. What a jackass. Damn, that hurt kind of. Not as bad as it could have, I guess. This is a number 4, so we got to find a number 4 here. Donde? 4. And down. There we go. So these are all stamped up. And I need to get this furnace going. So we are done with that. Not too bad. 2025, number 4. All right, so that's it. They're all stamped out and ready to go. So these will be available at the next auction. Got 7 of them there. I was going to try to get to 10. I just don't have time. This needs to go out of the way. By the way, if anybody wants to do a $5 super chat, that will get your name on one of these. It's going to go in a bucket, and we're going to do a giveaway eventually. I'm going to say the end of July just because I want to give it time. I don't go live all that often, and because I'm working now a lot, doing HVAC. Not a lot, but, you know, I never know, and I got to be able to do the job. So if it's a Thursday and I got to miss pouring, it's got to be what it is. But the more we get, the longer it goes, the more stuff I might add to it. It just depends on, you know, how many people do it. You guys know me. You know that I'm going to do my best to make sure everybody's happy. Oh, he's going to be going at 8? Yeah, I can't do it that early. Yeah, I was going to do it at 7. I don't know when he goes live, to be honest with you. But it's my birthday, so I'm doing it that day because I have to, really. There's no other day to really do it. Oh, that sounds good, Cartier. Laying in bed, relaxing. I'm sorry, Rhonda. I didn't realize that we were going to the beach. She had made plans to go to the beach, and I really didn't have anything to do with it. And then all of a sudden, it was like, we're going to the beach this week. So I figured, why not do it on my birthday? Because it's my birthday. I'm sorry. There's always going to be somebody alive. I hate going live at all because I always feel like somebody else is going to be live too. I always feel bad. Monday and Wednesday he starts at 3. Wednesday at 8. Well, that sucks. And I was thinking maybe I could start at like 6, but I really can't go any earlier than that. But if you can't make it, you can't make it. It's all good. I think I'm just going to throw this in now. Usually I try to heat it up a little bit first, but kind of running low on time here. I'm just gonna put it in cold. That's not gonna work. While that's heating up, I'll show you what I do in the tumbler. I want to get the tumbler going. Dang, Rhonda. I do feel bad. I'm sorry. But I can't wait till the next Friday. And I can't do it this Friday. Because then I would have to, like, if I could do it Friday and then go Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, but then I'm not going to be able to ship anything out until probably Wednesday. And that's just not going to work very well. You guys see what I'm doing here? So we got a cup of water. Grabbed that earlier. Every time I go live, I'm always nervous nobody's going to show up. No matter what day I do it on. I don't know if that'll ever go away. Alright, so that's what the shot looks like in there. If you can see that. And then I'm just going to throw them all in there. Put a good amount of the shine braid in. I usually do a cap full, but I think that's kind of where I'm at. Like a cap and a half. It's probably enough because it's already cleaned up. I got a whole nother bottle somewhere, but we got a little bit left. And then we pour water in. So a little above that. I usually try to do like a half an inch above it. And then I always wet my finger and get the edge wet because this thing is old. It's not really old, but it's just been used a lot. What the hell did I do at the top? So I like to wet the edges because it's getting kind of dried out. So I'm always nervous I'm gonna break it. I guess I should put the pieces in there first, huh? See how it just kind of, it's like getting kind of spread out. Sometimes it does not want to go on. I never had it like kink over, so I'm trying to save that from happening. Squeeze the edge. Oh, if you squeeze it, it kind of helps it get in there. All right, we're good. I don't know why I brought this out. I forgot what the hell I was going to do with the point. Oh, I never did points. I just did 1 ounce instead of... I got a little flashlight I can shine on this, so I don't have to bring everything over. So I'll show you what we do here. Ain't much to it. So what I'll do is I'll take it and get everything... Because sometimes it doesn't want to start, so I get everything even. Turn it on. Sometimes you got to kind of help it a little bit. I've got more pieces in here than I normally put in there too. Once it gets going, it's good. I've never had it just stop, so that's good. But that's all there is to it. I have a bad way of saying things today, what I say. 16 hours a day. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Can't repeat them. What the hell did I say? I'm sorry. Cooling crew or Sundays and can Monday also is all my regular scheduled times. Yeah. You do a lot, that's for sure. Pull it out and let it get hard again. That's the way to do it. No one has assigned spots, just have their regular times. Yeah, I know. But yeah, there's always somebody live. There's really no way around it. Set it and forget it. Yep, that'll be going for probably 4 or 5 hours. I hear that distilled water is what you should use, but I just use tap water. Well water. It is a well. It's not like from city water or anything, but I do got a pretty good amount of iron in my water. I don't know if that helps or makes it worse, but I'm really surprised this deer hadn't shown up yet. Hopefully this owl pour turns out good. Yeah, but man, I'll tell you, there's a lot of people that don't really show up anymore, so I never know what to do or when to do it. I don't know how I can get a lot of the people that used to come around back, but seems like it's always something. Like JK was one of the original OGs. But when you think back to 2020 and 2021, it was about a year and a half when I got to 1,000 subscribers. Those first 1,000, I don't see many of those people around anymore. That sucks because I took a 2-year hiatus, and you know YouTube takes your the bell away. If people ring the bell, they take it away if you don't do anything for a while. So there's a lot of people that don't get notifications anymore. I've had other people tell me that they'll get a notification 24 hours later. 60 likes, we're going to give that silver quarter away. We're halfway there. Let's just say 50 likes. 50 likes. I told you guys I was going to do it. I always do. It'll be about 20 minutes till we pour this. Maybe a little bit longer because it's still getting up to heat. But I did put it in first instead of... usually I'll let it get to 500 and then I'll put the copper or silver in, but I just stuck it in there cold this time. Gustavo, what's going on? How you doing today? Love your grenade pieces. I like to pour a grenade. I haven't done that yet. That's one that I was trying to find a print for at one time, but yeah, I was gonna do it during the World War II thing. That's what I had originally set it up for, and then I didn't want to step on that, so that's why I moved it back in the first place. And then now it's just like finding time. I would do it next Friday if I could. I mean, problem is now she wants to go to the beach for the weekend, and I got a lot of bills coming up, and if I don't make enough money this week working HVAC, and I got a few things I'm going to be selling. I got a couple guitars, and I got a djembe drum that I want to sell, and I've got some other stuff that I might try to let go of. You know, if I had sold that Ovechkin puck, I would have been good to go, but they didn't even want to make me an offer because it was so expensive, and they deal more in cards. But I have Ovechkin's number 233rd goal. He has like 895 right now, and I have number 233. And there's one for sale that's like 296 or something like that, and that one's going for 5,500. And they were like, we can't even really get close to that, even if the guy was here. So I'm just not worrying about it. Bellows, what's going on, man? How you doing? Hope all is well. Summertime, everyone's out, yeah. Oh, is that why the belt? Yeah. I mean, for me, I've definitely noticed it. None of those same 1,000 people, I might get like 5 of those people coming around anymore. But I didn't post anything for like 2 years. And so it messed me all up. And then Ida was doing that other thing, right? Was that first? I think that was first, and then it was the World War II thing. So I kept pushing everything back, and now I'm still messing up. I'm sorry. I really want to do it this Friday, but there's just no way I'm going to be able to do it. Unless something, no, because I just can't. But next Friday is going to be too far away because I got bills due, and that's going to really screw me up. And we got to go away for the weekend. Damn, Bellows, that sucks. You got poison ivy or poison oak. Yeah, that stuff sucks, man. You know, there's some people that are not allergic to that. Like, what? It's kind of like my daughter. Like, with mosquitoes, they tear me up. I can't be outside for 2 minutes without having 18 mosquito bites on me. My daughter, she doesn't even feel it. Some people are allergic, some people aren't. So she's probably getting bit, but it doesn't swell up. She doesn't even know that they bit her, which I think is kind of a bad thing, though, because then you're just like getting bit all the time. I mean, it's not like we got to deal with like malaria or anything over here, but didn't they release a bunch of mosquitoes with some kind of something in it? I forgot what that was. They released a bunch of mosquitoes that had something to do with it, and I can't remember now, but it wasn't a good thing. Not a beachgoer with babes' bikinis. My babe in a bikini looks pretty damn good, so, you know. I don't need to look at any other ones. Usually they go to the beach and I go fishing. But they just want to go to obviously lay out on the beach. And usually I do some fishing, but we're there really because we want to watch the air show. Well, they did. This was not something I planned. To be honest, I never plan anything like that. She always does that stuff. Next Wednesday, not this Wednesday, next Wednesday. 3D Woodworks, what's going on, brother? Hope all is well. Appreciate you stopping in. Yeah, don't scratch it. It's impossible not to scratch it, but I got it like in between my fingers one time. And man, I tell you what, every time your fingers rub together, it would just, oh. So ever since then, I always look out for that stuff. If it's got 3 leaves, I ain't touching it. Although I was a kid last time that happened, and I know I probably touched poison ivy since then, so maybe I'm not allergic anymore. I don't know. They do say things like that do go away every now and again. Kind of like allergies. Stopping in to hit the like button. I appreciate that. Good thing you got her to get the pieces you can't reach. Got yard work to finish up. Yeah, everybody's doing yard work today. Oh, before you go, this is what I'm pouring. I'm trying to see how this will turn out. And do a copper owl. That was the doubloon. Got a copper doubloon. Might as well show you guys. We got another turtle. Not a flying turtle, just a regular turtle. I still got to stamp it. I'm going to antique it too. Got a Chevy symbol. I'm going to tone the inside of it and then leave the outside silver. So I might be able to get some cool colors if I like paint it on. I don't know. I'm going to try to see what I can do. This is going to be tumbled. The CC channel shield. This was my grandfather's arrowhead. I don't know if that's going to be a number 1 or a number 2. Then we got this right here, United States of America, 1776. This is the heaviest one, 2.33 ounces. This is a prototype. This is a number 1 with the MP5. That thing turned out awesome. This is an AR, which I was really surprised that I got all the details in it, because you can see how right here it gets real small. And I brought it in from the back, and everything ended up working out good. That's a prototype. This is Rhonda's, but if anybody wants one, let me know and I'll make sure I pour another one. This is a rifle here. And then this is a double barrel shotgun, over and under. And Rhonda, if you want to get those, I will make you one. So. Dang, you don't have any grass, Rhonda? I don't know. I kind of wish mine was all concrete. I'm not going to lie. If my whole yard was concrete, I'd be pretty damn happy about it. I could do all kinds of activities. Touching it isn't what makes you itch. It's the fluid inside, leaves and stems. If you break open, that makes you itch. Yeah, that's what, yeah, you scratch it, it breaks open. Yeah, that's what spreads. I'm gonna call you Obi. What's going on? Appreciate you stopping in. Smash that like button. We get to 50 likes, we're gonna give away a silver quarter. As long as you're in the United States. Space Miner, what's happening? Hope you're doing good. Appreciate you stopping in. Cranky Stacker, what's going on? Hope all is well. $89 degrees out, and I'm getting out the weed whacker. It says almost 90 in my shed right now. It's about 88. Rhonda says, there's Cranky. Everybody's saying hello. All right, we're caught up. Oh, you know. I do. Got the Tumbler going. I just stamped a bunch of crosses. Got the Tumbler going right now. And it's 7 crosses. And then we're going to pour a copper owl right now. I'm attempting this one, but I don't know how it's going to turn out. We'll see. I'm going to see if it's something I can clean up and make look good, or if I'm just going to have to scrap it and not do it. I do have some other stuff here. If anybody likes copper bars and the littler crosses, none of them are really perfect. I got some hearts. I might run 1 or 2 of these through the Tumbler. Really what I like to do is, when I melt down copper, I get a bunch of scraps. Like whenever we don't use hooking up air conditioning, I take the scraps, the tubing, and I'll cut it into small pieces, hammer them flat, and then throw them in the furnace. And then I'll pour bars out of it, because it just makes it easier. If I want to pour something, I can grab a couple bars, usually know about what things weigh. And it's cool, like there's some different looks to this though. I mean, if anybody likes copper bars, I could let these go. That's got a pretty cool look to it. And then I even got a couple with ripples, which with copper doesn't seem to happen very often. This one has some pretty decent ripples. I gotta clean this part up though. I don't know what happened there. So I could pull out a few of those. $28 likes. We get to 50 likes, we're gonna give away that silver quarter. feel free to smash that like button. We'll be pouring here pretty soon. My phone doesn't have a whole, it's already in the red, so I got about 20% left, so hopefully we'll get done by then. For every $5 super chat, I'm writing everybody's name down on a piece of paper. We got 2 so far today. We got Gadita and Doug. So I'm writing your name down. It's going to go into a bucket, and we're going to do a giveaway for a pour and maybe more. I don't go live that often, and with work, I don't know how much Thursday pour days I'm going to be able to do, so it'll probably be at the end of July, just to make sure we have enough time. I want it to be worth it for me to, you know, I don't want to be losing money on it. Then again, you guys know me, I'm going to do it anyway. So even if nobody else does, I'm sure I'll still do it, but just saying. T-Bird, what's going on? G Wally, what's happening? He says, gee, that looks like fun. Yeah, Rhonda is awesome. She helps out a lot of people. She does amazing work. We love Rhonda around here. Thank you, Rhonda, for all that you do. Positive attitude helps. Yeah. Gotta be positive. You like the bars, Cranky? Yeah, I pour them just to kind of be able to grab stuff. Sometimes I'll put stuff like that out, but sometimes I just like to grab them to make something else. Thank you, T-Bird, for like number 29. I appreciate it. We're at 32 now. That is awesome. What's the money on the turtle? I'm not sure. I still got to figure out what's going on. Silver's been kind of getting crazy. I don't remember what it even weighs. $1.77 ounces. It's probably going to be at least $80. I know a lot of people that are selling, mostly on TikTok, which I don't really go over there much. I mean, I hang out and stuff, but I've never really sold anything. I try to stay exclusive to you guys. But they're doing $2 a gram, and that was before it went up to, what is it now, 36, 37? They were doing $2 a gram when it was, I don't know what, like 30, I think it was. Bird, bird, bird. The bird is the word. Attention, auction for caps has been canceled till June 18th. Yes. I can't do it this Friday. I didn't realize that she made plans to go to see the Blue Angels in Ocean City. $175 for the turtle. That's what I'm talking about. The amount of work that goes into that piece, that would be good. Getting the sand right on that one is so hard. Turtle is the bomb. Do people even say that anymore? Yeah, they do. I've heard it. Yeah, I definitely like 3D's numbers. Give me mine for the turtle. I collect those, leave them in random spots. for the wife to find. Yeah, it's kind of like it's like a rubber. It's like a hard rubber that I copy, and because the head, it kind of bends and the legs kind of bend a little bit, so I got to put sand down underneath of the head, put sand all over the top, then flip it and then dig everything out, and then come back in on the top. So this is a number 2. But yeah, that one, there's a lot of work to that one. And then the cleanup process afterwards is a lot of work too, usually. That's one of the hardest pieces I pour, to be honest. You wouldn't think that, but it is. Like even this wasn't as hard. P5 or the 9mm. Yeah, I don't think with the cost of silver, man, I don't think I try to start stuff a little bit cheaper to see where it goes, but I don't think I can start that for less than 90. But we'll see. I'll figure it out. We got to see where silver is at the time. I try to just give the best deal I can, but I got to be able to make it worth the time, you know? Some of these pieces I have a lot of hours in. I must be older than I thought. You like the flying turtle better? Yeah, it's the same turtle, but one I leave the sprue on to where it's like it stands up like this. So it's like kind of up. I had one of those. OC got that. OC got a regular turtle too. He got the number 1 turtle. The prototype turtle went to JK. He picked that up a while ago. That was like probably 6 months ago. Actually, that was probably longer than that, because that was one of the first pieces I had. Gotta get to the store and pick up some stuff for the wife. Yeah, I got dinner in there ready. It's been ready for a little while too. I'm gonna have to put that in the microwave. I'm having spaghetti. What are you having? I should move this stuff. Yeah, I wish I had more silver pours ready to go. I'm gonna try to get what I can get done. It's just been crazy. Oh, I do have other stuff. So here's the number 4 of the 1/2 ounce toned rounds. There's some purples and greens and stuff in here. This is number 4, and it comes with a 1 of 10 sticker. This is my fabric sticker is what they call it, and I only had 10 of them made. So you're getting kind of a one-of-a-kind sticker, 1 of 10 anyway. With this, I have 4 left, so that'll be in the auction as well if you like channel rounds. I also have this, which was one of my first pours. This is my second pour I ever did. I'm thinking about letting that one go. It's not going to be cheap though. And then I have my second copper pour I ever did too, which is a 30-06 bullet. I just, I can't afford to keep it. I got my first copper and my first silver pour I ever did, and I'm never going to get rid of those because I got to keep those. But the 2 is, 1 of each. That's all I got. And so if I let that go, I'm only going to have the number 1s. But it is what it is. Here's a new sticker I just had made too. Now, I put 60 of these out back when I first started, but it was a rectangle sticker. This is the first time it's been circle. That's the first time I ever did the backwards C too. And that matches the channel rounds. So I'm going to throw this in with the channel rounds too. Yeah, right before I started the channel, I went on to, actually no, I just had a picture for a while. For a couple months, I had a picture of coins. And I wanted to make something, so I got on this website, and you go on their server and make it, and then you just download it when you're done. And I made like, I think 5 different designs. And that was one that I used a little bit, but kind of bringing it back out. All right, 3D, I appreciate you. I wonder if this thing is ready to go. Nope. Looks like it's getting close. Actually, didn't I melt this at 1250? Does it go up to 1250? I don't want to burn it up either. Oh no, it only goes up to, oh yeah, it does. I think I was doing copper at 12, what the hell? Hey, what do you guys do copper at when you melt copper? I don't use this for copper very often. I've only done it, I think, 2 or 3 times, and it's been a while. I've been doing all the copper in my gas furnace. Is 12 enough, or should I do 1250? It won't even go up to 1250. I thought it went up higher than that. Am I doing something wrong here? Yeah, it only goes to 12. That's weird. It went to 1201, so I guess that's it. Homemade meatballs, man, that sounds good. I appreciate you guys being here hanging out with me. I'm really surprised I haven't seen this deer come in yet. Oh, the wind is starting. The deer might roll in a couple minutes before this storm hits. They know this is where they can eat. I'm really surprised I haven't seen them today yet. They know where the corn is. This is my last bit of corn too. Yeah, 1150. I think I do silver at 1150. There's 11. I don't know. I haven't used this in a while. My gas furnace is so much faster, and I'm usually like kind of hurting for time. I mean, I've used it a bunch, but like the past probably 2 months, I really haven't used it much. But you do copper at 1150? They say that this only goes up to 1150, but you can see it does go up to 12. Smash the like button. We're going to give this away at 50 likes. We're at 33. We're getting close. But once I pour this, I'm not going to be live much longer. Yeah, those things are kind of... Here, I'll show you. This is what I'm melting down. A lot of them are like longer than this one though. It's copper tubing, and I just hammered them flat so that they fit in. You can get a bunch more in there. I mean, it's not too high up, but this is about the size of most of them. I got a couple oopsies. That was supposed to be a cross. Looks like a ghost. It's very easy to over pour. That's a sprue. And got a bunch of these things. Actually got a little bit of wire, because I'll cut the copper wires out of things too sometimes. That was, I don't even know. I think that's spilled. Got this little bar. This is when I was attempting to use those little stamps, I think. Oh no, it's not. Oh, I should have saved this one anyway. It must have been the other ones that stamped. Yeah, these aren't stamped. There's some little copper bars if you like the little cutesies. Little cute ones. They weren't cleaned up, that's why. I never cleaned them. All the rest of them I cleaned. So this is when you pour copper. That's what it looks like when you clean it. This is what it looks like when you don't. And the crosses that I did are actually in the tumbler right now. That's what you hear in the background. But yeah, these are... I'll probably melt all this down at some point here soon and make some more bars with it. Just makes it easier when you go to make something. Sand cast. I know I still got this bad boy, 46 ounces. Somebody sent that to me as a gift to pour with. It's so big it won't even fit in a crucible, so I gotta cut it in half. I haven't needed to do that yet, so I didn't do it, but $11.50 work with 1200 is better. Gotcha. Man, it's still not melted. Thing's been in the oven for a while. See if I can get lined up here. Should I leave it like this, or when I pour, do you guys want to see the pour up close? It's up to you. Put this back a little bit. I'm going to be pouring about right here. I feel like people like to see you pull it out and then pour. Congrats, Cranky. I'm glad you did good. Sorry, man. I have zero money to spend on anything. As a matter of fact, I'm trying to figure out my own thing so I can make sure I can pay the bills when they come up soon. It's hard times around here. But I'm at the start of something great with the HVAC business. It's just not steady enough yet. But it's decent money when we are working. So that's good. It's fun work too. It's hard work. And I tell you what, being in an attic when it's 100 degrees, I don't even know what that's like yet. But I know what it's like when it's 60 and when it's like 80 in the freaking attic. You wouldn't think when it's 60 it'd be hot in an attic, but it is. I'm going to be drenched with sweat. The one time we were in this one attic, it was pretty decent day. It was probably about 70. And so yeah, that was probably the hottest. But in the attic, it was probably like 85. My freaking jeans were soaking wet by the time I was done. All right, Cartier, I appreciate you hanging out. I'll be doing the pour soon, though. Just saying. I'll probably be ending this at about 7:30. Come on, guys. Let's get the 50 likes. Share it out. Tell them to come on and win something. You know I'm going to do it anyway. I understand, hence the auction. Yeah, man. But hey, you know what? That's why we do this, right? Times are tough all over. Yeah, they sure are. I tried to do this as a business for a year, and it's just, you can't pay the bills pouring. If anybody gets into this thinking that you're going to be able to pay the bills, you're probably not. So I'm living proof of that. To be honest, I wouldn't have even been able to get it to a year if I hadn't had all the silver bought already. And I sold probably 80% of my stack as well. But that's why we stack, right? Now, it sucks that I'm at a point now where I got to kind of start over. So at the auction, I will have coins and stuff like that too. It's not just pours. Silver and copper pours, but also coins. And I got a couple cool things that I'm going to try to put up, but I gotta make a video of the one first before I do it. But the silver story is a piece that I have. It's a Morgan a piece dollar, and silver granules, and a $1 in mint condition, probably a MS-70, and it's a silver certificate. And then it tells you the story of the silver and why we use silver certificates and how it went to dollars, and then it went to granules for a little while there. $125 on the roof. Good Lord. Cold. It's -50. I don't have to worry about that here. I'm in Maryland. It doesn't even get negative usually. I remember when I was about 16, it was -4. And I think maybe 2 or 3 years ago, it got to a negative something. But if it gets negative, it's not much. And it's only going to be for a day. Like the weather here is always, it'll be cold as shit one day and hot as hell the next. You think there'd be a pretty nice, this year was actually a really nice fall. And spring was pretty good. Usually it's like cold, 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 and then all of a sudden it's hot. And there's no like spring the past few years. But it kind of evened out a little bit more this year. I like that. Man, I can't imagine 125 on the roof. If it's 125 outside, imagine what it's like in an attic. That's got to be like 150. I don't know if I'm able to handle that. But a lot of people have the air handlers in the basement. So sometimes they're in the basement, sometimes they're in the attic, sometimes they're in both. And he has been doing some work for some pretty big houses. So there's one house we might be doing soon where it has 3 units. 3 units, 3 air handlers. And we got to do a bunch of duct work, so. It's a house, so they built this house, and then they built an addition, and then they built another addition, and then they built another addition, and then they built another addition. And they basically just ripped everything out. So, we'll see what happens with that. That's going to be a job. Usually we can knock a job out in like 2 days. Really a day and a half. I mean, we probably could do it in a day. It wouldn't be 8 hours. It'd be longer than that, but it really depends on what you got to do. But it's fun. It's something new, and I don't really know. I'm good at like construction and stuff like that. I could do all that stuff, but when it comes to trades, I was in sales for a lot of years. 21 years I was in sales. I sold construction supplies, and then 2020 I got laid off from that. But when it comes to a trade, this is the first like trade that I've really gotten into. So it's cool because you learn plumbing, you learn electrical, you got to do a little bit of everything. So it is kind of cool. But I'll tell you what, we did this house in Virginia, and this woman, like the road was at one level. Then you go up the driveway, which is almost like a 45. It was like so steep. And then you get to the first level, and then you got to go around to the back of the house. But she had like rocks for steps, like big rocks kind of deal. So nothing was even. And we're trying to carry this big ass, we had to put the air handler back, and then the unit was out back too. So we had to get the new unit up, get the old unit down. What a pain in the butt that was. That was the day I was drenched. And you couldn't even stand up in the attic, which really sucked. You could stand up bent over. He said that he does some stuff in Washington, D.C., where there's places that don't have air conditioning, and then he was installing the air conditioning. But in the attic, there was only enough room to crawl. There was about enough room for the air handler, so you had to get the air handler up, and then you had to push it all the way to wherever it's going, and then you had to lay down and wire the thing. I'm glad he's not planning on doing any of those. I mean, I would do it, but yeah, I wouldn't be looking forward to it. Yeah, everybody go check out Bellows. Rhonda's got the link right there. Yeah, you did save a couple Mickeys from the melt. I tell you what, a few of those Mickeys got melted. I had to. That's what I'm saying. Like, making enough money to be able to pay bills and buy more silver is really hard. It's just not enough time. The only way that I would really be able to make that work is if I get a press and I get a die and I just press a bunch of stuff, pour a bunch of 1 ounce, 2 ounce, half ounce, whatever, and then use a press to stamp it into it. And I can do a bunch at one time. That's really the only way. Like sand casting, it's hard, man. You got to have a couple people working for you to be able to really make money at it. Yeah, Cranky, I'm lucky because my cousin's been doing this for 20 years. And he might be buying his dad's business, but he's been making connections for so long. We've been just working on word of mouth and people that just know he does it. He hasn't even started advertising yet. He should be doing that probably this week or next week, though. Once we start advertising, he's probably going to have to hire more people. But yeah, he's got a good contact list. And then because I used to sell construction supplies, I got a pretty decent contact list too when it comes to construction and people that do stuff like that. But they don't do HVAC. So if I tell them, hey, this is what I'm doing now, let me know if you got anything. Of course, a lot of that stuff, I'd have to find the remodeling guys because that's what we do, change outs most of the time. He said he doesn't really like doing new stuff. I guess the money's not as good when you're doing new stuff. But yeah, he bought his truck and got everything going. Tell him to keep it that way. I tell you what, when you do this sort of thing, you tend to notice all the different trucks everywhere. I'd never seen so many air conditioning trucks until that first day I did it. They're freaking everywhere. Heating and air conditioning is huge in this area. I think we're ready. Yeah, I saw a little bit of smoke coming out. Let me go grab that and we'll do this pour. Got my gloves. All right, I waited to put it together so you can see what we got going on. See if this turns out. I've been doing these lines all the way around it and then taking an X-Acto knife and cutting the lines. That seems to work the best for me. Some people draw them out bigger and then poke holes through it. I find that you don't really need to do that if you heat the molds up. And you don't have to worry about silver or copper pouring out of the holes too, which does tend to happen a lot. So I like doing it this way. This is about to get really smoky in here. I'm gonna turn this fan up. I'm trying to be breathing in copper. We'll take the torch to this real quick so it doesn't stick, and then we'll be ready to pour. I just like to heat it up, get the moisture out. This is ones that I bought before I even had this furnace. The one that came with it only does the small crucible. Fingers crossed, wish me luck. Let's do it. I think I might have too much copper here, but sure did. That sucks. I was just about to stop it too. You can see it's not the first time I've done that. Well, what are you gonna do? Hopefully it has enough on top to where it's gonna be a bitch to get that open too now. That sucks. Well, not every pour works perfectly, in case anybody was wondering. Move that out of the way for a minute, and I'm just gonna dump all this right in there. That makes it easy. Done messed up my pan again. Whew, that sucker was hot. Good Lord. It's the thing about copper. It is freaking hot. See the moisture? Even though I put this in the oven, you can still see moisture. I don't know if you can see what I'm... That's moisture right there. And I put this in the oven probably a half an hour at 200 degrees. I don't know how it still does that, but... All right, come on. Ah, so hot. So hot. It's a lot of copper. I knew I had too much. Here, let me close this. There's a little bit left in there. How the hell am I going to get this thing out? I done messed up. It's so hot too. Ah, shit. Just have to see how it went over the edge there. Don't ever do that. This is the first time I've actually went far like that over the edge. Come on. That is so freaking hot, even with gloves. Ay, Chihuahua. Oh, God. I really messed up. Dude, I think I just burned my damn thumb. Well, that sucks. It went over the edge there. So I was trying to hit it with the freaking screwdriver. New finger. Oh my God. There we go. Jeez. Man, it got a little bit of a hole there too in the back. What the hell? That did not go as planned. Well, that's pouring, guys. So far, what I can see doesn't look bad. I'm gonna let that cool down a little bit more. That shit is hot. It's like too hot to even touch it, and I need to get that out. I don't like leaving the burnt sand in there too long because it ends up being really hard to get out if you don't do it when it's hot. That's what I didn't want to do right there. Sand casting, you always lose. You always end up losing some sand. But with copper, you always end up losing a lot more than silver, and this is duck clay, and it's not cheap. So it sucks if they don't work out right. The rest of this I can kind of scrape off. So it doesn't have to be totally cool to get all of it, but I want to get this, man, that side is really hot. I'm not even showing you what the hell I'm doing. Sorry, guys. I don't have the right tool for this. I'm screwing up today. At least the crosses look good. This is totally the wrong tool for this. I have a scraping tool that works great, and I just didn't grab it. And actually, I am going to go grab that. I still got some copper in there too. That sucks. I lost a lot of sand today. That's why I like doing silver better than copper. But silver's expensive. And then every time I do it, when I get done, you always gotta, when you get this out, you always gotta dig. And there'll always be a little bit left over too. It always goes through to the back. It always ends up, see how it's even burnt right here? So I gotta get that out, scrape it off, and then that's why I try to do all this now. And then 1200 degrees probably didn't help, but that's why I like to pour live, because not only do I get to learn, but you get to learn too. Some people hate me for that, but it's still hot as hell. That's good enough. That fell off. And it doesn't even look as good as I wanted it to. I gotta pour the rest of this. Man, shit. Don't touch it. Don't make that mistake. It's probably enough for this heart. We're gonna pour this heart real quick. Guys, my phone died. It's always something. I don't know what you guys saw. Is anybody still here? No, everybody left. Well, my phone died. Maybe it'll bring some people back. That was the owl. So at the top of this is where I'll cut right about where my thumb is. The eyes, they still look good. They don't look bad, but it doesn't look like the original. So I think I can clean this up pretty good. Yeah, sorry, Rhonda, my phone died. I didn't even realize. I don't know where it cut off at. So sorry about that. There we go. That'll melt easier. I was going to try to pour it into that, but hey, Matt, how you doing? Sylvain? MacDuff? I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I appreciate you guys stopping in. I was just live and then my phone died, so I had to run in and get my charger and come back out. So I don't know where it ended. But I poured way too heavy. So you can see how it went over the edge there. I knew I had too much, but that was ridiculous. so I couldn't get it out of the flask. So I had to keep tearing at it right here. You can see how I had to keep tearing at this because it went over the edge and I couldn't get it out. Because you have a flask is on both sides. You take it off and then you take it out. But I couldn't get it out because it had this little lip hanging over because I poured way too much. Some of it went over the pan too. I don't know if you guys saw that part. Rhonda, did you see that? Did you see the extra pour? I hope you guys didn't miss the pour. You know what's messed up? When I plugged my phone in, it started back up at 5%. Like, how the hell? I wasn't even at 0. I guess I can clean this a little bit while I'm waiting for the rest of this. But man, I gotta go eat some dinner. I am freaking starving. Yeah, let's get this cleaned up and then I'll show you. I'll show you what it looks like. Let me get all this burnt sand off of it. It's got a little bit of a dimple on the back, but that's all right. There's still plenty of room to stamp it. I think it's good. I think it'll work. It looks like an owl. The eyes aren't quite as detailed as the original because some of the sand came out, but I had a feeling it would still look like an owl, and it does. So, man, this stuff is like caked in that spot.